She was very encouraging, very inspiring, and she actually motivated me. I appreciate the fact that she was so authentic and very personable, and it really made me feel like I relate to her story. What I aspire to be? Just the best version of myself.
You are listening to Unleash the Podcast, revolutionizing the way women grow, work, live, and lead. Engaging interviews, insightful book reviews, and timeless gems to aid the modern woman in excelling personally and professionally. Hosted by the multi-passionate Tabitha D. James, Unleash the Podcast not only empowers listeners, but also equips them with applicable action-based resources for daily life. Hey friends, and welcome to this week's Unleash Replay. You are about to dive into a chat with myself and Uwe of Queen Redefined, and listen. Gems. No need for a long drawn out introduction. You will get all of that. As you know, this was originally recorded onto Facebook with our audience that we had watching us, and now it is coming into your earbuds, your car speakers, or wherever you are listening. So get into it, okay? Hi. Enjoy.
Okay, we live, and I am super duper excited for today. So listen, I have no long drawn out introduction, right? No long one. I'm gonna leave it all up to you. Name, what you doing, how you doing, all of that. Give us all the gems, okay? All the gems.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I am Uwe Idlehor. The reason why I say I am instead of my name is because you have to know who you are. So I go around and I say I am, and people look at you like, oh, okay. But I am Uwe Idlehor. I was born and raised in High Point, North Carolina. I moved to Durham, North Carolina to attend North Carolina Central University, the North Carolina Central University, where I received my undergrad and my master's from. I'm currently working at UNC Chapel Hill as a community director. But while I was at UNC, I used to, as a graduate student, I used to work at the Women's Center. Hello, Ms. Jimmy Voorhees, who gave me an opportunity to be a graduate assistant. And while working at the Women's Center, I had a great opportunity to work with Any Day Shepherd Scholars, which were a bunch of undergraduate females who basically lived in a residential hall together to live together, work together, and grow together. And in the midst of being around so many wonderful women, and going through my own personal issues and situations, I developed Queen Redefined. And I realized that Queen Redefined, which is basically a motivational platform to inspire and motivate Black women, Queen Redefined was basically get some stuff about yourself. Like, you have to work on you before you can be in a group of strong Black women. You have to know who you are, whose you are, before you can do so. So in 2015, it was just a vision. Queen Redefined was just a vision. And I started to grow on it, and I started to live it. Because with Queen Redefined, you have to live it as well. And that's how I ended up having the Queen Redefined business that I have now. I'm also a part of Black Women of Durham. Shout out to Breonna Kennedy. We work on that together. And I also volunteer at Northern High School, which right now we're going to see how that works, but it's called Young Women of Progress. Basically, we had a men too, but we separated just because, the wants and needs of men and women are different. And I'm also a part of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, Durham Alumni Chapter.
Yeah.
I had to say that real quick at the end.
I keep the Deltas on the platform. Like, I don't know what it is. I say all bad jazz. So, whatever. I was on last night. Me and one of your sorors did a chat about the WAP song. So I don't know.
What's your views on it? I mean, we'll talk about that another day. Look at me. I don't went off the topic. You're fine. Let me make sure I share this to.
My views are just I don't like it, right? But we're gonna, so you talked a little bit, right, around like what kind of gave you that motivation and mojo to get started with Queen Redefined. So let's dive into that. When you decided to move forward with making it a business. Let's talk through some of those things. Like what made you like, you know what, I'm gonna do this, right? Were there any challenges? Were there any hurdles that you had to overcome or are still overcoming as it relates to, you know, getting started, staying started, keeping going, all the things?
You know what, Tab? Let's break it down just so I can make sure I'm answering all of your questions. So the first part was, am I going through, when I started Queen Redefined, am I going through some of those challenges still?
Yeah. So basically, some of those challenges that it was like, you know, oh, I'm gonna make this a business. Okay. So what's up?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been having some of these conversations with my girlfriends and just people that have talked to me about Queen Redefined. At first, when I had the vision, I did not know what this was, right? I was in the process of getting to know God for myself. I was raised in a church home, but I was in the process of knowing who God was in my life at the time. And I remember I had a friend named Malcolm Green, and I was like, I want to do something. I want to empower women. I want to empower us Black women. I want to do something. He was like, do it. And I was like, you know, we're going to call it Queen Redefined. Before we even put it out there, we wrote it down. We loved on it. We prayed on it. We looked for graphic designers. We talked about it. It wasn't something that we just put out there. So Queen Redefined came about because the name itself, you know, we supposed to be this look, and we're supposed to look this way and do this and act like this and X, Y, Z. And the way that my life was already working out, I wasn't fitting what this quote unquote society's terminology for what a queen was. You know, the type of music I like, what type of things I like to say, type of things I like to do. I wasn't fitting the quota for it. And I was like, you know, I'm gonna redefine what it means to be a queen. I'm gonna do it my way. So Queen Redefined. And that's what Queen Redefined is. Queen Redefined is, you don't have to put yourself in a box. You don't have to be this queen that society wants you to be, that your parents want you to be, that your school wants you to be, that your friends want you to be. Be who you are. And it's a journey to get there. So even with Queen Redefined being this business now, I first started it, but it's really my life journey of getting here. It's really a journey for me. I honestly think, if I had to be honest with you and the people, this is I would say in 2018, 2019 is when I think Queen Redefined was a business to me, where mentally and physically I was running it as a business. But before then, it was a journey and it was a process that I was going through, that I was just sharing with the world at the time. But now I can say, like, as a business, you know, I have a separate account. I have the website. I have other people working with me. I have vendor opportunities. I have, you know, vendor people working with me to enhance my business, and I have a business plan. But before then, it was really a process and a journey that I was going through to be Queen Redefined, redefining who I was. Yeah. I was trying to get right. It was, you know, it takes time, you know, and I think sometimes people think it's so easy. You know, it's not easy when you've been told that this is who you are and that's what you're going to be and X, Y, Z. It takes time to break out of that. So it took me a little time to break out of that, you know. Oh, I'm looking at myself in this camera. Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, so it takes time. So I'm glad that I'm here and I'm still evolving and I'm still growing. And I'm loving the fact that I will have other Black women, other women to grow with.
Come on, community.
Yeah.
Don't
like you know, God wants relationships for people. You cannot go through life. You cannot go through this world by yourself. He doesn't want you to. So I do have a strong core system, and I also have a strong women's system, and I have a strong Black women's system. You know, it's like I have different cores for different phases in my life. So you cannot do it by yourself.
That's good.
Not. Because God is in control of it all in these relationships. So he wants relationships for you. So yeah.
I didn't know you was gonna preach today. I didn't know you today. So let's talk, right?
Let's
like
talk.
I need to go order my t-shirt after this, but let's talk. Because I've been on brand, right? But you know, Black women create magic, and that's what's happening right now. So T-shirts, right? What else? Community. I heard community.
Yeah.
You know, what are the hot topics right now, or the hot products that you have, or you know, what is Queen Redefined focusing on in this particular season?
So in this season, because we have to be faithful in the seasons that we're in, and with coronavirus going on, we got to, you know, it is what it is. It's a big deal. It is something that is real. I do sell shirts and sweatshirts, and that is really the main thing right now, because we as women, we do feel better when we wear something that we like. When we have on something, I have buttons, I have wristbands, I have stickers, I have sweatshirts, I have shirts. The sweatshirts are not available right now, but they will be soon. And the reason why some of these shirts, I developed these shirts because I know I needed something to feel good in. You know, it's good to be reminded at times, and it's good to always give yourself that affirmation, but to wear it sometimes makes you feel a little bit better. So I have a shirt, it has Black, beautiful, proud, I am queen. And I honestly thought of that shirt one day when I was feeling very low about myself. And I was like, who am I? Like, who am I? What am I? And I was like, I'm Black, I'm proud, I'm beautiful, I am queen. Like, that's who I am. So the shirts basically, yes, with the technology. Yes. Oh, that is so cute. So, and the reason, and some people, and the material is soft, it's unisex. And some people are like, ooey, why are you selling your shirts for so cheap? Because it's not about the money. It's not about the money. It's about the message. Like this, this is not about stacking up my money by using people. It's about, I want you to feel good. I want you to purchase this shirt and I want you to have it on. I want you to get a different umph when you wear it. I want you to feel a little different. I want you to smile when you got on your button and your shirt. I want you to walk around proud like I am Queen Redefined. I want you to walk around proud with a respect on your shirt, because you're going to respect me and I'm going to respect myself. Like, I want you to feel a certain type of way. And the money part will come later on when we do the conferences, the webinars, the retreats, the back to school, like it would come later on. I think one thing about me is I never pursue the money, because when you chase your passion, the money will come. You know, so I've been blessed with how many women have supported me throughout this journey. But the reason why the shirts it feels good, the wording on the shirts are good, it's not because I want to profit, it's because I want to profit in different ways. And I want to profit in knowing that I made another woman feel good about herself on that day. That's why even with the mailing out, I try my best to mail it out within 7 to 14 business days, because I want you to feel the way that you want to feel. There's a reason why you ordered that shirt. There's a reason why God led you to that website. And I want you to feel the way that you want to feel when you wear that. So it's not about the money, it's about the message. And that's what it's about. And the reason the shirts are unisex and it's Canva, and the reason why it's that way is because I want all my women to know you can fit this shirt. So it's actually like, for instance, if you usually wear extra large, you can wear a large. If you usually wear a large, you may can wear a medium. It really just depends on how you want it to fit. So if you're a 2XL plus size woman, please know that you can still wear the shirts. Try an extra large or a 2XL first, and then if that doesn't work out for you, just send me a email and we'll try to figure out something that works for you. I remember I had one queen, you know, she was like, you only have extra large to 2XL, you don't have my size. I said, what's your size, queen? She said, a 4XL. I said, what style do you want, queen? What shirt do you want? She said, I want that one. I said, we'll get you that shirt. Like, even if I don't have it, we'll get you that shirt. You know, so just let me know, email me. Sometimes it's me emailing you back. Sometimes I do have other friends helping me as well with the emails, but it's people that I trust that want the best for my business as well. So just email us if you don't see a certain size that you need.
Well, I know, it's not about the coin, but tell you that customer service that I just heard.
Thank you.
We create the coin time again. And not just the coin, right? The community, people who want to invest in you and what you're doing to help you and create around that simply because of the passion. Someone in the comments is like, you've been like that since I've known you.
Aww.
The word, yes, message.
Thank you.
passion is exuding onto this screen. You hear me?
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you.
obvious that, you have a system in place, regardless of the fact that it's about the mission, right?
Yeah.
God is going to bless you for your obedience, structure, because he doesn't operate in foolishness, right?
Yep.
And the fact that you're committed to what you're doing, like, girl, don't play. So, like, my thing is, I'm like, you were such a genuine person. I met you for what, an hour?
Yeah.
Ago,
At Lewisburg.
I mean, you were welcoming, you were genuine, you were kind. Like, literally, it's like, it shows. I'll just say,
Thank you.
So, like, it's beauty and queendom.
No, thank you. And I want to be honest with you, it's not always this way every day. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes
let the people know.
I'm gonna let you know, because I have my good and I have my bad days, okay? And I think sometimes we need to give grace more. And one thing about me, I try to do is I try to be so authentic and transparent, because I am human. And some days I have my good and sometimes I have my bad days, but I catch myself. And I have a circle of people that catch me too when I start to slip, So it just really just depends. But I've worked hard to become this woman, and I have not always been this woman. I've grown and I've developed and I've evolved, since NCCU, there's some things about me that stay core to who I am. Don't get me wrong. There's some things about me that I don't think will ever change. Like, I'm always going to be honest. Like, don't ask Uwe a question if you don't want the honest truth. Like, she's not the one. I'm always going to be caring. I'm always going to be spontaneous. I'm always going to be God-fearing, right? But there's different things about me that have changed that I've, for the better, and I think sometimes as queens, just because I have a brand that says Queen Redefined, and just because I am this way doesn't mean that I don't also slip up sometimes. Doesn't mean that I also don't, I'm a slip sometimes and God has to pull me up, and sometimes, you just don't know. There's different sides of me, and sometimes it just depends on the circumstances. But I think together, but the overall thing is you have to know who you are to be a group of amongst other women, especially Black women. You have to know. And if you don't know who you are, it's so hard. I remember at one point in time, Queen Redefined has evolved so much. I've changed the wording so many times. I remember one time the mission was, be who you can be so you can be a part of a group or something like that, right? But I changed it because you can't be a part of a group if you don't even know or love yourself, right? So Queen Redefined is about teaching you and helping you and embracing who you are individually so you can support another Black woman, so you can uplift another Black woman, so you don't have to feel like it's competition, but instead just another opportunity to get to know that woman. You know what I mean? If I wasn't where I needed to be, I couldn't do this video with you. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do this with you, Tab. You're so strong and independent and intelligent and worthy. You're all those things. If I didn't know who I was, I couldn't do this with you. And a lot of times the insecurities speak louder than the actions. Yeah, no, seriously. Like, honey, okay, some queens, it ain't me. I'm not the issue. I had to realize sometimes I am the issue. But sometimes I'm not the issue, and I had to realize we have to get out of our own way. There's so many things that we are going through in life individually and collectively, but sometimes we take it all on. Like, if a queen is upset with me and she treats me a certain way, I have to really be like, oh, you're not the issue. It's beyond you. It's more than just you. This person probably is going through X, Y, Z. Instead, what can you do in this moment to tell her that it's going to be okay? You can stop talking. You can stop arguing with her. You can stop going back and forth. You can just say, Queen, it's going to be okay, and go on about your way. Because sometimes it's not us. But you have to honestly know who you are before you get in a space of other strong Black women. You have to. Before you promote, like, even with this women empowerment, everybody's doing it. Everybody and their mama is women empowerment. Well, are you really empowering? are you really empowering? And how are you empowering? Like, are you empowering just when the cameras are on, or are you empowering even when you don't have an audience? Because that's women's empowerment. You get what I'm saying? And I think sometimes people want to jump on the bandwagon, but that's not what it is. You have to live this life outside of social media. And if you're not living this life outside of social media, it's going to be hurtful when they see you in person. I would never want someone to be like, oh, when I met her, she XYZ. This is who I am all day. I don't have a script in front of me. I don't have XYZ. I'm honestly just talking to you. And that's who I want you to be when you're Queen Redefined. I want you to be yourself. I don't want you to, there's not a script to your life. There's not a script to what you're going to go through. There's not a script to your challenges. You can only be yourself. And I want you to be yourself without a script. And that's Queen Redefined. You know? So, honey, you told me to come on the show, so let's go on the show.
Girl,
We're here.
bring me
I'm
here.
Look, I'm trying to send this out. I should have had like the link or something, but no, I'm trying to. I shared it on my story as well, so hopefully, yeah. But
well,
no,
the people in the comments talk about your greatness, so
thank
you know
you.
they here,
Thank
you know,
you.
they here, right? And if you catching the replay, you getting some goodness, okay?
Thank you.
You getting some goodness, but
Thank you.
I mean, I gotta try to unpack.
Yeah. Let me look.
All of wow, whoa,
Yeah.
what in the world, right? I'm going off the script because I ain't
Okay,
got time.
come on, let's talk about it.
I ain't got time for that, right? So what I need you to do is let the people know, right? How to. Okay, so say I know myself, right?
Okay, you know you.
I'm looking for community, right?
Okay.
What are some ways, if you will, that you have personally been able to identify? Well, okay, this right here, you mentioned having different circles, right? So this right here, what I got for this is that. How do you recognize when it's time for you to depart from a circle because it no longer serves you?
Okay, let me answer. Okay, so 2 parts. So how I build community within Queen Redefined, one is before Corona, we did community service projects. We went to Durham Rescue Mission, meet different women. We help serve at their annual Christmas giveaway. We do events. We had a mimosa and makeup. We collaborate with other people. We do vendor events. So it's different events that you can do to meet other Black women, right? That's how you build community. And we want to continue to do things like it. We might have a Zoom get together. We know we're going to be faithful in the season that we're at. Now, the second question, how do you remove yourself from a community that you feel like you can no longer grow in? How I remove myself is I don't take it personally. I'm very obedient to God. When you're not obedient to God, that's when things start to that's when things get a little bit rougher. When God tells me it's time, it's time. And one thing about me is I think sometimes people don't like confrontation because it's connected to a negative outlook or a negative take on it, but confrontation is needed for any relationship to grow, right? Regardless. So I'm okay with telling someone, hey, Tab, or let me use you for an example, Tab, in this season that I'm at, I don't know if we're helping each other grow right now. And honestly, the reason why I say this is because I had somebody say it to me. It was like, in this season, I had somebody in this season right now, I don't think we're helping each other grow. It may not be an ooey thing. It may have been something they're going through as well, right? But we needed to separate for a little bit so God can work on us, so he can bring us back together, right? Yeah. Sometimes you have to be faithful in the season. Understand that just because you're in this circle doesn't mean that God wants you in that circle forever. And when you don't know how to break loose from something, you keep yourself stagnant in the groups that you're in. But sometimes what you really can do is break away and know that God will work itself out, and you all will meet each other where you need to meet each other and come back together. But when you're forcing something, it's not going to work. Oh, don't get me to preach on here, Tab. It's not going to work. So you have to be obedient when God says leave. That relationship, that situationship, that entanglement. You have to leave. And sometimes it takes, sometimes you don't want to leave the entanglement, but you have to leave. You have to leave sometimes to get better and to get more. So you just have to be obedient. You have to be obedient, and you have to know that it's okay to leave. And there's been situations where I had to leave because I was outgrowing it. You know, back in the day, I was a different type of Ubi, you know.
I was definitely a different tab. My name was
different.
My name was Tap. So
I was no, I was different, you know, and my attitude wasn't always the best. You know, I always had a mouth on me, you know, come sideways. It just depends. But I had to leave certain circles that didn't allow me to grow. And every time I wanted to transform and be someone else, not be someone else, but just evolve. And I didn't want to use the B word anymore. I didn't want to do this or do this. It was always reminded, don't forget where you're from. Don't forget who you were. It was like always a constant reminder that I couldn't grow. And that wasn't the case. You know, the older you get with age, like you have to grow. That's what life is about. So I had to leave some circles that wasn't allowing me to grow and be this person that I needed to be, because I had to choose God. And God said, I need you to be obedient and I need you to serve in this purpose. So I had to let them go. And there's no love lost. One thing about me, you know, I have a core board, basically, where at the end of the day, I stay true to myself. I would never discredit and I would never forget where I came from, because it made me who I am. Okay, let's say that, you know, High Point 336 all day. I would never forget Baines Hall, NCCU. I would never forget, you know, some things I would never forget, but I am different and it looks different. And I cannot be around people that do not want me to grow and constantly remind me of who I used to be. I know who I used to be. I'm not trying to forget it. Who I used to be is who made me who I am. So if you're constantly only bringing up the times I slipped and almost fell, or the times that, you know, caused me harm or caused me pain, I can't be around that circle anymore because I'm trying to grow. So I had to leave some circles, and some circles had to leave me. And when I say some circles had to leave me, because I'm gonna challenge you to be the best version of you, period. You know, I went through a period in my life where I discredited myself, but I'm not there anymore. But right now, if you're around me, if you want to be around me, if you're in my circle, we're going to be the best us that we can be. And I'm not going to force you. I'm going to hopefully lead by example, right? And so some people had to leave me because they was not ready for that. And that's okay. Some people are not ready to step in their greatness. Some people are not ready to be the best version of them. And that's not for us to force anybody to do so. But what we have to do is allow people to go through their own journey and through their own trials and errors and be okay with being there for them when they need us to be there. But don't we stop living our lives, because that's when we then become stagnant in what God wants us to do. So, you know, I've had people leave my circle, I've left people's circle, but it's all for the best. And it's all love. It's all love. Because at the end of the day, if I ever had love for you, or I ever called you a friend or anything, we're going to see each other at the top. Period. No. I'm just. That was cute. We was like that.
I am on the floor, okay? I'm on the floor. Listen. I mean, honestly, gyms dropped. Okay, the top is going crazy, right? Like, y'all. I got it. I gotta have you at the conference. Like, girl, I can't just let you leave this greatness on a tube. So the reason I say that though is because last week I announced that the Unleashed online event is called, you know, Next Level, right?
Okay.
So is removing motivation and interjecting action. And I don't just mean action in your business. I mean action in your life, right? Like, y'all, it's so funny how God works. I wanted today or last week, the young lady was like, she interjected spirituality, community, and involved her as a person outside of the business, right? Mm-hmm. This week, come on, God, right? You have dropped gems on how we can be better humans.
Period.
Ain't nobody got time for you to be out here trying to get all these, and yes, y'all gonna get these colloquialisms today, okay? Ain't nobody got time for you to be out here trying to develop the master business, and your mindset is a hot mess, right? Right? You
Yeah.
out here just let your wounds bleed all over everybody. Heal yourself, sis.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yeah, you want to bring the team, right? You want to help everybody elevate. But to your point, you can lead by example and someone not directly connected to you, but still get your greatness.
Yes. Yes.
Everybody doesn't have to be in the inner circle.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
Everybody doesn't have to be in the inner circle, and that's on that.
Yeah. I agree. And I think you cannot, everyone wants to create a business. They want to do XYZ. You cannot create a successful business if you're not being authentically you. It doesn't work out that way. It's harder. It's easier when you're just flowing and you're being who you are and whatever you are. I think anybody can be. And I think everybody has the qualities of a leader. It's just about other people helping them embrace it. But I think you have to honestly lead by example. And when you lead by example and you focus on you and mind yours, everything else will flow. And I think and Queen Redefined has helped me so much. Just know that it's okay to be me. And whoever loves it, and whoever don't. And it's okay, because you can't be everybody's cup of tea, because you're not everybody, because everybody's not your cup of tea. So you expect everybody to like you, but you don't like everybody. That's not oh dang, I gotta water about it. But you know what I mean? That was cute. But no, it is what it is. You just have to focus on yourself. And Queen Redefined is focusing on yourself, loving you, loving others, being the best you that you can be, and getting some stuff about yourself, and stop apologizing for your peace. Stop apologizing for your peace. Like, you work too hard for it. Just do you. And that's really what Queen Redefined is about. I can't wait to do the conferences and the webinars and the retreats and just the events and the programs and the XYZ, because you just have to stay true. And when you have a vision, just execute it. Just do it.
Well, listen, I don't know when that's coming, but on behalf of Unleashed, we are inviting you right now live to be a part of our
Thank you.
November, okay? Because
Thank
you just came and brought a whole world of people, okay? It's so much bigger than the coin, the community that you want to create, because empowerment is cute, right? Yeah. Or you want to use your authority to belittle people. Yeah. Right?
That's the thing.
You want to be inauthentic to yourself. I snap edges because business is my happy place, right? It's my happy place. It's not, when I'm giving tips and tools and resources and I'm working and I'm making, like, I literally wake up feeling like, shoot, did I work today? Right? It is my happy place, right?
Yes.
So the reason I'm able to drop a $25 early bird ticket for an event that's thousands of dollars worth of value is because it's beyond the money. It's I want to see Black women winning.
Yes.
Like, that's it. Like, it ain't for my clout. I got clout. I don't need your clout. Okay, clout. Okay. I don't need no extra work, right? It's obedient to God's calling.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
Redefining, okay?
Let them know.
Redefining what it means to be a business professional. Because I'll put you with this t-shirt on. And I can go put the heels on, right? The NBA title, it don't matter, but I don't have to.
You don't have to. Let me tell you what's so funny. Stop. Sometimes we say people put us in this box. Sometimes we put ourselves in a box. And honestly, for my birthday, I had dropped these pictures, right? And I dropped the pictures because that was me saying, this box that I put myself in, this box that people have put myself in, I'm breaking out. Stop putting you have this business tab. You do what you want to do. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, that's Queen Redefined. We can't do this. We can't do this. Oh, no, they don't want us to do this. Who said we can't do what we want to do? That is the box that we have put our stuff in that people are not even caring about. People are going to love whatever you do. People are going to love whatever they put out because they know you. When people know you and you know you, they're gonna support whatever you do. But you have to get yourself out of that box. You have to stop. You have to honestly be like, this is who I am. Period. And that's what sometimes we have a hard time doing because we haven't even accepted who we are. We want people to accept us for who we are, but we haven't even accepted us for who we are. And that's where I'm at. And that's why I said Queen Redefined has been a journey and a process for me. And it's now really being more of a business to me. But I had to be like, ooh, you can't sell these shirts and these sweatshirts and you ain't living it. You can't tell them about this and this and you ain't living it. I have to check myself. And at times people was like, oh, you can take your business here from here now. And I couldn't do that at that time because I was lying to myself. And I had to take my own time and I had to go at my own pace. And now I'm here where I can have this conversation with you and just talk to you off the top of my head, just to be talking to you. But before you would have had me like, yeah, love yourself, girl. No, now I can say love yourself. All of you. Whatever that means, like love yourself, So I think it takes time, and it takes time, and I want to go through the process with people. Like I don't want to go through this by myself, So Queen Redefined is about being able to be who you are, and also be okay with being with other Black women and being with other women, being with other people who want to get to know who they are as well. Because we all go through similar things, sis. We all go through it. Let's talk about entanglement, honey. Could we all be entangled? Okay, let's talk about it. You don't have to go through it by yourself, sis. Let's talk about it. Let's embrace each other. Let's talk about it. Let's uplift each other. Let's get through it together. And that's really what Queen Redefined is about. So yeah, Tab, you know me, I've been talk. I'm sorry, I didn't talk longer than.
No, girl, listen, but out of respect, right, for your time and your Tuesday, we are going to wrap it up. But y'all, the comments are showing the loves, the likes, the words. You have dropped thy
Thank
you. You have dropped thy M's. Okay. I am just, I don't know what to say. I am outdone. I am outdone. Queen.
Thank you for having me. Queen, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
The pleasure was all mine.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Shout out to y'all in the comments asking about the conference link. I am sharing it for you. Okay.
Yes.
There are not many details on the page yet. That is the perk of being early bird. It is that you are believing in what is going to come. But if you think, right, if you think this right here is good, like little, I can't even go into detail because you're gonna get your mind together, right? You're gonna get your business together, you're gonna get your plan together, and you gonna meet other people.
Yes. And on the website, we have different things as well to meet your needs as a woman. I don't want to assume that everybody's going through the same things. We have a Queen directory of other Black businesses around the world. And if you have one, please let us know, email us. We have a Queen Spotlight where we spotlight a different queen who is just doing her best. And sometimes you feel like your hard work is going unnoticed and we let them know it's not. We have where you can shop and get some apparel or accessories. We have where you can find out more about me. We have more about what Queen Redefined entails, a little bit more in detail. It just really depends on what works for you. We have our Instagram. It just really depends. Please give it. We have a photo shoot that we did last year. Just look at the website, and that is www. I said too many W's, but it's 3 W's. At queenredefinedllc.com, and that's our website. And you dropped it in there? Yes. Yep. Thank you.
Oh my goodness! Somebody, Dayla White said she placed her order while you was talking, honey.
Thank you. Yes.
I drop anybody, the link to the website is in the comments. The Facebook page is in the comments. Y'all, please support this queen in this community. And it's you might need to share this. Like right now, you're listening and you might be a man, or you might be like, you know what, this could or could not be for me in this season, but I know somebody who needs this. Tell them about it, right? Buy someone else's shirt and send it to I was thinking about you, queen, right?
Can I say something to my man? Let me say something to my man, because men be like, how can we support? Let me tell you something, man. You can support by purchasing a special queen in your life. A wife, your mother, your aunt, your girlfriend, a friend, just someone that you know that, hey, would benefit from this. Man, there's a donation link as well where you can donate whatever you feel like as well. So everybody can support if you want to support. I had one person, excuse me, she was of another race, and she was like, I want to support, but I don't know how to support. So can I purchase everyone in my department a shirt? Every Black woman in my department a shirt. And she purchased everyone in her department a shirt. She found her own way to support. So that's what I ask everyone to do for Black businesses. Find your own way to support these Black businesses, because that's what helps us. So right here, you have the archives of the Black spotlight, the Queen spotlights, because I just felt bad just removing the Queen spotlight people. So I have the archives where you can hear from the other queens that's been up there. And this is the current Queen spotlight right now.
Yes.
And if you have any recommendations for Queen Spotlight, please let us know. I send them an email and I tell them that someone has chosen them, and we go from there.
Wow, the greatness, y'all. You leave us with whatever parting words you want.
Let's
to.
see.
Okay, because this give us a benediction, because this has been a whole sermon.
Okay. 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33. God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. And anything that's bringing you confusion is not giving you peace. So you just have to make sure that you are knowing that God is not the confusion of peace. God is not the confusion. God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. And just make sure you're protecting your peace at all times. And just be you. It's okay to be you. If you need somebody to validate or give you approval, be you. And just protect your peace by all means necessary. That's what I want to leave you with. God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. And I hope I said that verse, that scripture right. If it's not, you know what I meant. Look it up. Yeah, 1 Corinthians.
Y'all bless Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Tab. Thank you so much for having me. You have been a pleasure to get to know in person and via social media. Honestly, you brought me out of my comfort zone. This is the first interview type I've done, but I wanted to do it with you because you just always show love. Not even just to me, to everybody. I'll be like, dang, she do so much. You just always showing love and just being you. And I want to connect with people who are doing that. So I want to just say thank you for even asking me and giving me a chance to even be on here. So thank you. And you keep doing what you're doing, because I know this and I know other people do too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
She was very encouraging, very inspiring, and she actually motivated me.
Y'all gonna learn to listen to me. Gems were dropped. Shout out to Uwe. Super excited to have her at the Unleash Next Level virtual experience. If you have not already, check out the deets for the early bird tickets. They are live at the time of this recording. Depending on when you're listening, they may or may not still be available. But head over to www.oneamshe.com/unleash for the deets. And until next time, catch you later.